Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining, and I would like to greatly thank Meditation Magic and wonderful Divya for inviting me to be able to share this information with you this morning. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about breath work, also known as pranayama in the yoga practice. So to start off with breath work or pranayama, prana means breath, simply means breath, but it also means so much more because our breath is our vital energy or our life force extension. And Ayama, the second half of the word, it means restraint or control. So put together, pranayama means the restraint of one's breath or to control one's breath, which also translates to the ability to control one's life force or be able to manipulate, universal energy, our pranic energy. And pranayama is the anchor of any yoga practice. If ever you find yourself in any yoga class or workshop, you will find the class beginning with and utilizing pranayama throughout the practice, as well as closing the practice with breath work. As far as yoga philosophy is concerned, there are 8 limbs in yogic philosophy. And the first 4 limbs are the practices that are meant to help refine oneself. The last 4 limbs are meditation practices meant to move us to enlightenment. And yoga is all inclusive. So whatever religion or spirituality that you identify with, moving towards enlightenment could mean, moving towards nirvana, being closer to, God or whatever it is. You can use whatever verbiage is more comfortable for you. Yoga is not specifically one religion or another religion. Everyone is welcome in the practice. And specifically speaking of the breath work, it's the 4th limb in the 8 limbs of yoga, which, like I said, those first 4 limbs is the practice to help refine oneself. It's the 4th limb of the 8 limbs of yoga, and it's the last limb before you begin moving into a meditation practice. So it's very important. Breath work and meditation go hand in hand. Breath work really helps to lay solid groundwork for a very good, healthy meditation practice. When you begin your meditation practice, a lot of times you begin with a focused meditation, focusing solely on the breath work or visually focusing on a candle flame or what have you. A healthy and disciplined pranayama practice can help to calm the central nervous system and cause a general feeling of well-being, and can enhance mental focus and clarity, which is, as you all know, very vital for healthy meditation practice. And there is scientific evidence indicating that pranayama has both physiological and psychological benefits. And I encourage everyone to do some of your own research on the topic. You can even Google scientific benefits of pranayama, and you might be very pleasantly surprised. So today I would like to share with you a couple of different pranayama techniques, and of course the benefits that each of them provide. The first pranayama technique I would like to share with you is called Ujjayi Pranayama, also known as ocean breath. And you will see why here just in a second when I demonstrate. But now, before we begin, I would like to invite everyone just to take a few long, deep breaths and really take notice of your body as you breathe. Notice where the air is being directed in your body as you breathe, and where your body is moving and expanding. Okay, now take a brief pause. Now think about whether your chest expanded or maybe your shoulders would rise and fall. If that was the case for you, this could mean that you are a shallow breather, meaning you are only breathing into the top portion of the lungs. This kind of breath can sometimes keep us more in the stress response, more in the fight or flight response, when we're considering the central nervous system, the autonomic nervous system. And it is not as beneficial and nourishing for the body as belly breathing. So belly breathing is a deep breath work that pulls the air down into the base of the lungs, causing the belly to rise first before the chest would ever expand. And the shoulders may slightly rise, but may not move at all. This style of breathing is much more nourishing for the body, as it helps to stretch and clear the lungs, and it can help with detoxification and elimination. So I'm going to demonstrate for you briefly some deep belly breathing practices, and you can please, I invite you to follow along if you'd like to try. So I'm just going to place one hand on my belly, one hand on my chest, and I'm just going to, and you may want to think of this analogy, filling a jug of water. So imagine the jug is our lungs, and the faucet, the water coming out, is the air that we're pulling into our lungs. So when you fill a jug of water and the faucet is pouring the water into the jug, where does the jug fill first? It fills from the bottom with water all the way to the top. And that's how we want to think of pulling the air into our body, pulling the air into our lungs. So when we inhale, we want to think of pulling the air down into the base of our lungs first, really stretching the diaphragm down to our root chakra. And as we pull more air in, the air starts to fill our lungs and the chest and rib cage may expand in the front and back and the sides. Our shoulders may rise slightly, but may not move at all. So we're going to place the hand on the belly, hand on the chest. We're going to start to breathe in through the nose, and you'll notice my hand on my belly will expand far before the hand on my chest ever begins to move. The hand on my chest will move slightly. It's more subtle. You'll see my chest rise a bit, but my chest is expanding in the front and the back and the sides all at once. And then my shoulders may move just a little or not at all. So we're going to begin. And if you are practicing along with me right now, notice how your hand on your belly will move first as we're drawing the air deep down into the base of your lungs. So your hand will expand here first. And then as the air begins to fill the lungs, then the hand on your chest might rise a bit as you're expanding in the front and back and both sides of the rib cage. But your shoulders, we're not really breathing up here. It's more down into the base of the lungs, into the body. Okay. Now we're just going to continue a little bit. Now, keeping in mind what we just practiced with the belly breathing, we're going to circle back to Ujjayi Pranayama, or ocean breath. And you'll understand why it's called ocean breath when you can hear it in a minute when I demonstrate for you. We're still utilizing the deep belly breathing as we practice Ujjayi Pranayama. But we're going to incorporate another little technique here. So we're going to create a slight constriction in the back of your throat. You can kind of think of it like when it's cold outside and you fog up a window to look right on or whatnot, you create that H sound in the back of your throat, like that kind of sound and constriction in the back of your throat. We're going to utilize that same H sound as we inhale and exhale, only our mouth will be closed. We're only breathing through the nose. So we're getting back to our deep belly breath. And now if you turn up your microphone, you might be able to hear this a little better, but you can kind of hear the breath work. It sounds like the ocean when you're creating that little constriction in the back of your throat as you breathe. So I'm going to demonstrate for you now. Hopefully you can hear that little bit of sound as I breathe, inhale and exhale, that little H constriction that I'm making, creating with my throat. And that combined with the deep belly breathing is Ujjayi Pranayama. The benefits of Ujjayi Pranayama are many. And again, I encourage everyone to do research, but to name a few key points, Ujjayi can help to regulate the nervous system and reduce anxiety. It can help to increase lung capacity and oxygen in the body, and it can help to promote self-awareness. I encourage everyone to try it out. If you were not trying while I was demonstrating, please try at your own leisure. Ujjayi Pranayama also sort of mimics the breathing that we naturally fall into, the breathing rhythm we naturally fall into when we fall into REM sleep, our deep REM sleep at night. So if you have trouble getting to sleep or staying asleep, if you practice Ujjayi Pranayama before bed, this can help to relax the body and help sort of trick the mind to kind of fall into that relaxation state to help you better fall asleep and stay asleep, getting more quality rest at night. The second and last technique I would like to share with you today is it's called Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. And in Sanskrit, Nadi means channel and Shodhana means purification. So essentially, this technique is, it means to clear the energy pathways, the subtle energy pathways within the body. This technique is about harmony and equilibrium, bringing balance between the masculine and feminine, the yin and yang, and the left and right hemispheres of the brain associated with logic and emotions. So to demonstrate, we're going to be using Vishnu Mudra. All that is we're going to take our right hand, and you're going to take the index finger and the middle finger, and squeeze those into the base, the pad of your thumb here. Now, my hand, I'm a massage therapist, my hands get a little tight. Your hand might look a little more like this, but my ring finger wants to draw in real tight. Now, to demonstrate, what we're going to do is we will first seal up the right nostril and inhale through the left. And as you inhale through the left nostril, imagine energy coming up through the left channels of the body and hovering at your crown chakra. And then we're going to seal the left nostril and exhale through the right nostril. And as you do, imagine the energy moving down through the right channel of the body, rooting back down through your root chakra. And then we'll begin again, but this time we'll inhale through the right nostril, drawing energy up the right channel of the body, hovering at the root or the crown chakra. And then we will seal up the right nostril, exhale through the left, drawing the energy back through the left channels, down, rooting through our root chakra. So if you would like to try with me now, we're going to seal up the right nostril, inhale through the left, drawing energy up through the left channel of the body. Energy hovers at the crown chakra as we seal our left nostril and exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Energy hovers at the crown chakra. Seal the right nostril. Exhale through the left, sending the energy back down through the left channel. Inhale through the left. Seal the left nostril. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Seal the right nostril. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Seal the left nostril. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Seal the right nostril. Exhale through the left. So hopefully you are practicing along with me. You can kind of get an idea how that feels. Nadi Shodhana, the reason I shared this technique with you last before we move into meditation is because this technique helps to still the mind, which makes this an excellent technique to practice before meditation.